Hello one, hello all. Yes, it's that time again where I, Dreadwind aka Glenn from the Back to the 80s podcast and various other things, do a little review of something. Now, it was going to be the Batman box, but that hasn't arrived yet. I'm waiting for well, it has arrived. I'm waiting to go get it from the post because the bastards have put a customs charge on it. What are you going to do? But never mind. In the meantime, going to review something, and if you're very, very eagle-eyed, you will have spotted up at the top that I'm going to be reviewing this guy, or reviewing or taking a look at, or whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't say I'm strictly a guy who reviews stuff, but it is, of course, Generations Springer. Which, you know, I'm a bit behind the times. This is a toy that's been out a little while now that people have raved over, but I got it sort of a couple of months back, actually, about Easter time, because B&M in the UK, B&M being a discount store, should we say, something like a Big Lots, I suppose you'd call it in America, but yeah, B&M have had a bit of a sale on over the past few months where they've taken a few of the Generations Voyager toys and put them, instead of 25 quid, they've been about sort of half price at 12.49. And so I picked up a few. I picked up a Roadbuster, I picked up a Whirl, and I picked up this guy. Now, I already had Sandstorm, so I actually went the other way around. So I had Sandstorm first, and then this guy. Always wanted this guy, could never find him, found him at B&M. Very, very happy. The reason I'm very, very happy is because Springer is one of my favourite characters in all of G1. Ultra Magnus is probably my favourite character in all of G1. I love Ultra Magnus, everybody knows this. I will, when I'm in America very, very, very soon, I will buy the leader class one. I guarantee it. But yes, I wanted Springer for the longest time because he's such a good toy that I'd heard, and I knew that Sandstorm was a good toy, so I definitely wanted him, and he's one of my favourite characters. Never had the G1 toy. I knew someone who did, my mate Jeremy Bone, who is, yeah, probably still doesn't. No, he won't have him now. But I do know a lot of people who do have the Generation 1 toy, and yeah, it's amazing. We've never had a proper triple changing version of Springer until now. It's taken about 30 years for us to get a proper triple changing version. There've been other versions. There've been the evac mold version. There's been the vortex mold version as well, that kind of thing, but never a triple changing version, and I always thought that was a damn shame. So it's really, really nice to have this guy in hand now and actually have a proper version of Springer, which is so nice. And the bonus is, the really nice thing is, it's such a nice toy. But we'll go into that in a little while. In the meantime, a little bit of why I like Springer. Now, Springer is ostensibly in Transformers the movie. If Transformers the movie is Star Wars, and it is, then Springer is your Han Solo. Effectively, he's your Han Solo character. He's that sort of heroic, really cool guy character who isn't sort of innocent like Hot Rod, isn't sort of the go get 'em, you know, let's go do it, guys, you know, that Hot Rod maybe is. Springer's sort of a little bit more cynical, a little bit harder edged, a little bit cooler than maybe Hot Rod is throughout the whole movie. So you'd think he'd be the Autobot leader, right? Wrong, in the words of Lex Luthor. It's obviously Hot Rod who becomes Rodimus Prime, and then sort of the movie ends, but Springer comes out of it looking very, very well. Now, a weird thing happens in between the movie and Five Faces of Darkness. Whereas in the movie, RC and Hot Rod had been the couple that sort of got together. It did a weird thing. And it sort of, again, stayed down the Star Wars route. Whereas in Star Wars, Leia and Luke obviously turn out to be brother and sister, and the sort of romantic overtones of the film sort of die off, obviously. The same thing kind of happens in Transformers the movie and Five Faces of Darkness. As soon as Hot Rod becomes Rodimus, RC forgets sort of Hot Rod and sort of falls for Springer instead. And throughout season 3 of Transformers, it tends to be RC and Springer that sort of have a romantic frisson, I suppose. But it's never explored. Why would it be? But it is sort of there. You can tell that it's there, that Springer and RC are the two that should have been sort of getting together. And all throughout season 3, the other thing is that Springer is, again, a really cool Han Solo type character, the heroic guy, the guy who can get shit done. Whereas Ultra Magnus turns into the teacher for Rodimus Prime, and therefore is badass in his own way. Rodimus Prime, again, more badass than Optimus. I will say that and state that until the day I die. I prefer Rodimus to Optimus. Sorry, lads. But Springer is seriously a cool character in season 3, and I love him to bits. He's great. In the comics, he was part of the Wreckers, and he's remained so in the IDW Generation 1 sort of continuations of that, of the new continuity as well. He remains sort of the leader of the Wreckers, as far as I'm aware. I mean, keeping up with the comics, sadly. But yeah, he's still a badass character, very much a part of Last Stand of the Wreckers, a very important part of Last Stand of the Wreckers. And yeah, just a badass character. Now, this toy is based off the IDW version, but for a sad G1er like me, and I admit it, I'm a G1er. Through and through, as much as I love Beast Wars, as much as I loved every other continuity that did come along, at the end of the day, it's always G1 I'll go back to, because that's the one I grew up with. Sorry, lads, I can't get away from that at the end of the day. Speaking of which, loads of good BotCon news this week for Back to the 80s. Please do tune in, because we're going to be flailing like crazy over that. But in the meantime, let's have a look at this wonderful, wonderful toy. As you can see, he's in helicopter mode, he's in belly popper mode, and very nice he is too. He's got a working rotor, which is very, very nice, because if my fingers don't get in the way, it works really, really well. And that's quite a lot of turning for one of these things, which is really cool. I think so anyway. And he looks like he could be a helicopter. He looks like an attack chopper. A little bit of kibble on the back there. But I suppose you could say that they're missile pods or weapon pods or something like that. But he has his little afterburners on the back there. He's got his little aerofoils on the back as well. And what could be construed as a rear rotor. A futuristic one, to be sure. But he's, he's a Cybertronian helicopter. He's not an earthbound helicopter. And then you've got the nice lines of, again, the weapon pods or the aerofoils on the side there. And a really nice cockpit in the middle. Lovely little Autobot symbol, which I love, 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 love. Such nice clean lines. Not a lot of sculpted detail on here, but then it doesn't need it. I don't think so anyway. It's got a little bit of sculpted detail on the back, but it's pretty clean. It's a clean lined helicopter. You don't always need loads of sculpted detail. You've got a little bit inside there that you can see. He's got a very nice gun here, weapon, which does come off, and it's a bugger to put on. First time you put that on, it's always a nightmare. And he's got a wheel at the back here, which is, again, a bloody nightmare to get out. I'm trying. No, it's a bloody nightmare. It really is to get out. You can never get this thing out. Let me see if we can get it out with that. Oh, this is going to go horribly wrong, isn't it? There you go. There you go. The nightmare to get out is that wheel. It isn't the best. But when it does go down, it goes down well. And you can pop it down like so, and it rests very, very nicely on that. It's very, very nice. I do like it a lot, this helicopter mode, a hell of a lot. I really do. Only problem is when you put it up, I mean, it looks sort of sleek and airwolfy. It looks a little bit better without the gun on it, actually, if I'm being honest. It looks a little bit airwolfy, if I'm being honest. We really need a black version of this guy. Obviously, you put those up, they become the knee greaves later on. So it is really, if you look at it, really sleek and not cumbersome at all. Really, really nice. Now, obviously, this comes off. This comes off because this whole thing is now going to transform. It's going to transform into, if I get it right, like so. It's going to transform into a dune buggy stroke Jeep, I suppose. I don't know what you call the next mode. It's a weird one because it's kind of like a dune buggy. It definitely is when it's sandstorm there, and it's very intuitive to transform as this thing. Let me just come out. There we go. Let me come out while I'm doing this. By come out, I mean make sure that I'm enough zoomed out. There we go. Zoomed out to actually sort this out. Now, Springer, they never really made much of the fact that he was a triple changer in the show. They never really did much to sort of justify it and say, yes, this is what he does and this is why he does it. They sort of just, that's what he transformed into. It's very weird. I don't know why they did that, because it was a unique selling point, but they never seemed to show him transforming that much into his Jeep mode, into his car mode. I think they call it a futuristic car in the tech specs in the 80s. Oh, I think this, if somebody can elucidate on that and sort of confirm, I think they just call it a futuristic or a Cybertronian car, because we're talking sort of 1986. This is the era of Transformers with everything. It was something because they said it was something. So this is a car. Oh, right. Okay. Why is it a car? Because we say it's a car. Not because, oh, well, yeah, it's a car. Obviously, it's a car. Well, it wasn't obviously a car. I mean, what was Blur, for God's sake? Blur wasn't immediately a car, I don't think. It wasn't obviously a car. So to say that was a bit silly, I always thought. But that was Hasbro back then. They said it was something, therefore it was a something. It's definitely a thing. So yeah, that's why basically things were things, because Hasbro said this is a thing. Why is it a thing? Because it's a thing. Don't argue. We're saying it's this thing, therefore it must be definitely a thing. And there you have it, basically. Now the problem I've got, I do have a problem with this car mode. That's pretty much it. Like I say, it's all a case of, I mean, pretty much, obviously, taking things out and just folding them back in again and making sure that they all line up. It sounds obvious, but it isn't obvious because it's Transformers. Therefore, there's a certain method and a certain madness to doing things. And I have a problem with this mode. For me, doesn't fit together properly. And I've noticed it on a few videos. Specifically, I hate this bit. It's one bit I really don't like. The one bit when everybody says, oh, it's the best toy in the world ever. It's like, I'm not so sure it is sometimes. This mode anyway. I'm sure it's something I'm doing wrong. I'm sure it's not the toy's fault. I'm not a big fan of toy blaming. I have a problem with these panels here. Sometimes they don't always line up. This one, especially on the right, I've tried all sorts of things, taking the panels up a bit, taking the panels down a bit, making sure they all line up. And sometimes, for whatever reason, it just won't go in and it keeps popping out. Now, if that's just my toy, maybe it's just my toy. Or maybe other people have had a problem with it too. Please, down below, tell me if that is the case. But there you go. There's his vehicle mode, there's his car mode. I mean, it is lovely. That aside, ignore that. It's lovely. I mean, what a lovely, lovely car mode. It screams Springer to me. They've also done a Cloud Rodimus version as well as the Sandstorm version. Now, Rodimus, yeah, it definitely would work for Rodimus as well. But it does, I don't know, for some reason it just screams at Springer. It just looks so cool when you look at it from there off, coming at you, towards you like that. What a great car mode it is. Just looks like an armoured car. I tell you what it looks like. It looks a little bit like the brand new Batmobile. Again, black version, please. Batmobile. How cool is that? I just love it. I think it looks really, really nice. A little bit of kibble in the bottom there. A little bit of sort of hidden robot mode. But, you know, not too much. You can't immediately tell that that's a robot, because it's really clever in the way that it folds everything away. It just looks so nice. The tyres especially. Look at those tyres. How cool are they? And the fact that it's got the dual headlights and that. It just looks so sleek and armoured and cool. Oh, again, you can take the rocket launcher. And it is a rocket launcher, not a gun. And you can either put it there, or I like to put it there. And then it looks cool as well. Not as cool, I must admit, with just that. That looks cooler. But it is lovely. I really like it anyway. I think it looks great. And then finally we've got the robot mode. Now the robot mode is quite easy actually. It's not that difficult to get into robot mode at all. It's just a case of folding things out. So where you folded things in to get it out of that mode, you just fold things back out again. So you just fold the legs and pull them out like so, and put those bits in like so, and fold the feet out. Now the feet are very clever because they're on sort of a double pulley system. There you go, not double pulley, double lever system there. So that goes like that, and then you put out his heel spur on the other side if you can. If I'm doing it with the wrong fingers, there you go. I'm a righty, so it doesn't always work out for me, but there you go. Cool. So you just keep them like that for now, and you can already see him starting to take shape. So you pull the arms out, take these bits here. You can already see the arm comes out. Oops, sorry, ignoring a most important bit, and I always have trouble with this because it's very fiddly for my big fat sausage like fingers. Like that. You push that up, pull that up, sorry, push it to the side like that, and then that just clips in there like so, forming an arm. And then this goes around and forms these sort of Popeye like biceps, and it's the same on the other side. If you just pull that bit, that comes up a bit easy. It's a bit less stiff on that side for some reason. And then pull that there, pull the fist out, so it's like that, and then Popeye like so. And then these bits come around here like so. For now, I'll pull them out. And then this is a bit of a bugger, is this bit. You got to get the head, and again I got to pull this bit out, I think. There you go. And his head goes in tandem. You've got to push his head out. It's a bit of a bugger. There you go. So his head sort of wants to go in tandem with that. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. Otherwise, if his head was smaller, it'd look stupid. But that wants to stay out like so and come into there. And there you go. And there you got his head reveal. And then his arms go up and clip into little posts in there, which you can see goes in and clip. So there, he's pretty much done. He's got his ass flap at the back there, which wants to go up, and that wants to go all the way like so. The good thing is it's on a little of a pinion as well, so it's a little bit flexible. So anyway, it goes to the back like so, so it looks like that. And that's pretty much done, really. Got these bits at the back, if you can see them. They go up, and then you've got a choice really. You can either put them out like that, so he looks like that. You can put them in, so he looks like that. You can have them how you want. I like them to the side like so. So they look really cool. And then what happens is you pull his arms out, and just very slightly just push them to the top a little bit, so that they've got a little bit of flexibility in them. And there you have Springer. I'll actually take him out as far as I can. There you go. There you have Springer. And what a nice robot he is. He's really rather lovely. He's got such a good range of motion as well. So I mean, it's obviously his head, because it's in a ball joint, it can go pretty much anywhere it likes. But his arms are quite flexible, and there you can see there he's got a good range of motion on his arms. He's also got a bit of a swivel on his elbow, and his elbow can go up and down as well, so he's got a nice range. Problem is his wrists sort of don't have the greatest range of motion, but they can go round and round, which is nice. So he's got a good range of motion. He does have a waist swivel. It's impeded sadly by his flap at the back, but it does have a bit of a waist swivel. His legs are nice and long and lithe, and they've got a good range of motion there, as you can tell. He's got a thigh swivel. He bends at the knee, and his ankles go up and down as well. But, you know, he's got a good range of motion in his whole body, so you can get quite a lot of good poses out of him. He's really, really nice. The only sort of issue I've got with him is that little issue of the side bits. His side windows in car mode, and that's the only sort of issue I've got. Other than that, he's pretty much perfect, I think. Obviously, in the toy mode, this is his rotor. Now, in the original toy, the G1 toy, that turned into a sword, and this is no different. What it does, you take the screen bit and you put it down to the side like so. You can then put his sword up, and it clips in at the top, like so. And it holds together very, very nicely. And he's got a very good, very solid sword. So obviously that can go in his hand like so. And yeah, it's solid. It's very, very nice. It works really nicely. And again, because of his wrist swivel, it can go around pretty much anywhere. Very, very nice. And his rocket launcher obviously does have a holster there. And again, because of his swivel, it can go around pretty much where you want to. It can be held however you like Springer to use it. And one of the nicest things about this is his head sculpt. If I can get that in. Like so. Oh, it's got good light pipe in there as well. But the actual look on Springer's face, very, very IDW, very nice light piping as well. Just a nice toy. Just a really, really nice, well done toy. Well thought out. Really love it. If you can get hold of this guy, please do. If you can get him on the internet, great. If you in Britain, please go down to a B&M and try and get hold of him, because he's such a nice, well thought out, well put together toy. And if you can get Sandstorm, please do as well. And if you can get hold of Cloud Rodimus for me, please do, because I want that toy more than life itself. It's a great toy. Please go get it. It will enhance your life. If you're a fan of Generation 1 Springer, if you're a fan of IDW Springer, doesn't matter. And if you just like the toy, get the toy, because it's so lovely. This has been it for this episode of Dread Tidings. I hope you liked it. Like, rate and subscribe. There you go. I'm being a proper YouTuber now. Please leave comments down below of things you would like to see. Whether it be Masters reviews, whether it be G.I. Joe reviews. I haven't done one of those for a while. I might do one of those after the Batman box. Very, very soon you're going to be seeing me in a new location, because I am going to be moving house very soon indeed, in the next month or so. So I'm going to be getting a new man cave. So you might see me in a brand new location soon. That'll be exciting. But until then, please do take care of each other. Have a great week. I shall see you about Sunday this week, I think. Probably with the Batman box, if I can get it done. And also, please listen to Back to the 80s. This week we are going to be doing BotCon News, which is going to be cool, because there's loads of good stuff, and the Tokyo Toy Show stuff as well. Until then, bye-bye for now. Have a good week. See you later.